So right now we're looking at the seismogram or the web recorder for Campi Flegrei, and if you can see, there's been a few earthquakes, but this has actually been the exception to the rule. This is actually not what has been occurring recently. In fact, Campi Flegrei has been very quiet these last few months. In fact, since the big seismic crisis occurred back in October, end of September and October, going towards like end of October, it's been very quiet, and now things are starting to pick back up. This is basically what I expected. I said around the middle end of January things would start picking up again. Here's why. So Campi Flegrei is experiencing some very significant uplift. So the Pozzuoli region, Campi Flegrei, has been experiencing some pretty significant uplift. So the uplift is still continuing, even though we've been having a lack of seismic, we've been having a lack of earthquakes. Even around here, this is when the earthquakes stopped, but still, the earthquakes were continuing. Then we had a little bit of subsidence. So right about here, even in this area, there's been very little earthquake. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. This is when all those earthquakes occurred. October, November, and December. November and December were very quiet seismic. This entire time frame, December into January right here, it's very quiet. And then you've been having all these uplift despite very little earthquakes. And then you had some pause and a subsidence and then uplift once again. Same thing happened last year. And here we had that pause and uplift, and then we just basically decided to go for home. I mean, this was, if we went only for 100 millimeters of uplift, like how we did all these other years, we would be over here. We're all the way up here. I mean, we shot past them. I mean, 100 would have been here. We would have been here. But we're all the way up 180. So yeah. Last year was 15 millimeters. This year's 18. So the rate of uplift is increasing, and right about here we're having this uplift. So what is going on is Campi Flegrei's uplift is going to be putting pressure on all the intra-caldera faults, and every few months there is major earthquake activity that occurs because of the uplift. So you get like some magnitude 3s, some magnitude 2s, and then they get like basically you have a seismic crisis or swarm. It doesn't occur all at once. It occurs over a month or two, and then it quiets back down, and then it starts up again maybe 3 or 4 months. That's what I've noticed over the last few months. And it's occurring with the uplift. So that means that once the threshold is reached, you reach a certain threshold. So you're bending the rock, right? The rock's bending, and then either because there's some liquid in there from rain or just pressure can't be withstood anymore, the two rock fragments, the two faults, the two intra-caldera faults, they slip, and you have an earthquake. And I can show you how this occurred. Let's look at here. So the seismic database. Let's go back down to about October. This is October about here. So October was the beginning of, so you had a 3.1 that occurred on the 23rd, and then look, and then December, very quiet. So December was basically very quiet, almost non-eventful. So let's go to October. October was anything but quiet. In fact, One of the most amount of earthquakes I've ever counted occurred in October. You had some very strong shocks in October, especially the beginning part. You had 2.6. There we go. See? 4.0. October 2nd. See what I'm talking about? You got a 4.2. You had a magnitude of 4.2. That was in Bahia, which is, yeah, right about there. And this is more towards the outside of the caldera. Again, caused by faultal activity. So October, very, very, end of September, beginning of October, very, very, very active. Let's go towards August. Let's look towards July. And then look, October 17th and 18th. Look what happened there. You had a 3.2, 2.5, 3.6. Look at that. You had all those threes. And that was in August. So August and September had the most earthquakes, right? Let's go to the beginning of August. And look at that. July. You had several days of no earthquakes. Look at that. 26, 27, 28. Okay. What I'm trying to show you is, look. Very few earthquakes in July, right? You had 7th, 8th, 9th, and then look, you only had like two little tiny earthquakes. Look at that. And then you went the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, like barely any earthquake activity, and then all of a sudden you just had an explosion of earthquakes. So let's look at monthly. So this is weekly bulletins. So now we're going to be looking at monthly bulletins now. This is looking for December. Again, it's been very quiet. Look at that. See how, you see, right here, you could almost notice a trend. Less activity, more activity, less activity, more, less. But that's what I'm concerned about. You see how there were so few earthquakes? Right here, only 76. And you're still having uplift. Guess what that means? All of that pressure is building, meaning it's going to be very active. Why was it so quiet? It's because look at all that pressure that was released here. You had a lot of pressure release in August and September towards October. You had a lot of pressure that was released. See, right about here, you had all these earthquakes, and then less. See that little gap? All these earthquakes, and then less. So basically, you're having this pattern of more earthquakes, and then less as the pressure is released. It's like when you go to a chiropractor. Imagine going to a chiropractor. Your back hurts. He adjusts your spine. You feel better. But after some time, especially if you're more active, it will hurt more. Not because of the chiropractor, but if you're more active than you were before you went to the chiropractor, it will hurt worse. If you're as active or less active, it will hurt less when you go to the next visit. But again, it's the same with the earthquakes, because the uplift is still continuing at the same rate, and there's been so few earthquakes, means all that pressure is building. You're building a lot of seismic pressure on those faults, and you're going to have a lot of earthquakes. You're going to have a lot of earthquakes. Not now. I mean, we're starting to get some. However, you could already start to see how they're occurring in like little swarms. That's indicating that the pressure is building. And each of these little quakes is adding more pressure and strain across the system. Not the volcanic part, the seismic part. So we're going to have some pretty significant earthquakes. Maybe not now, not tomorrow, but in a few weeks, in about a week or two, there's going to be some 2s or 3s. I can guarantee you that. And there's going to be a lot more earthquakes. So people in Campi Flegrei may need to watch out for increasing seismic unrest. Honestly, I would leave Campi Flegrei, the volcano, in a green. I think it should not be yellow right now. There's little to no threat of a volcanic eruption at this point in time. There's very little volcanic tremor. This is not volcanic tremor because look, it's not picking up here. It's only picking up on this seismic station. This is likely to do with hydrothermal fluids. Like, that's more related towards the surface. And not the type that would lead to a phreatic eruption, but more surface-related unrest. This is, again, Campi Flegrei has been in a state of unrest according to the Global Volcanism Program since 2012. It's been 12 years now. Almost 12 years of continuous unrest state. So let's look at cumulative earthquake activity. Yeah, you see that big uptick? You see that was a little more. So here you had a very rapid uplift. You had uplift rates that were phenomenal. 1 meter a year. So imagine 400 or 500 millimeters of uplift a year. So this is why it's been so quiet, because you released all of that pressure, even though the uplift is much slower than at that time. So you released a lot of pressure, which is why it's been so quiet, despite the continuing uplift. I believe that March and April are going to be very, very active. And in fact, actually no, February and March are going to be very active. So the end of February and the beginning of March are going to be very active. February in itself, even the beginning part, it will start winding up. In about a week or two, it's already starting to wind up. But we'll start getting more and more earthquakes over the coming weeks. I already mentioned this, but I'm not expecting an eruption anytime soon. At least, when I mean anytime soon, I mean in the next few years. At least not in this point in time. There's been no harmonic tremors, no volcanic tremors. There's been some changes to hydrothermal activity. However, I've been to a fumarole, but these are what I would like to call hydrothermal activity, not volcanic. Wait a second. I'm on the wrong channel. Are you kidding me right now? Oh. No, that's the right channel. There we go. All right. So let's go to your channel. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, there we go. Live. Yeah, this is the video I wanted to show you guys.
This is new. This is very here.
That's another fumarole. That's the fumarolic deposits right here. You can actually see this. You can actually see the sulfur mineralization here. That's sulfur. Those are sulfur crystals there. Yep, that's steam. It's kind of wet. Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Look at all those sulfur deposits. See right here?
It's olivine.
Silica volcanoes do. Because highly silic volcanoes don't emit sulfur like this.
Oh, they do.
Low silica volcanoes do. It's pretty safe to say that Campi Flegrei, while very eruptible. Oh, look at that. Look at this.
Yeah,
How
that's
it's steaming.
That's water vapor.
A lot of water vapor.
Yep.
A lot of water vapor with this volcano. So this volcano has a lot of water vapor with it. So yeah. Last time I wasn't there. A lot of water vapor with it.
That's a concern because of a phreatic eruption.
So yeah. Vapor with it. So yeah. Last time I wasn't there. Last time I wasn't there. Because this was though. You got steam coming out of here.
I said last time that wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. I know it sounds like last time I wasn't there. No,
Here.
last time I wasn't there. Like
There. you know why Pozzuoli smells like rotten eggs. Here's your answer why. Oh my God.
Yep, and you see how there's no vegetation? Look at all that kill off. Look at all that vegetation that's died off because of all the
Let me see what
thermal
it is.
area. A lot of that was water vapor, but there was some sulfur in there too. So.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Doesn't smell like sulfur here.
Yeah.
Smells weird.
Smells more like rubber. Here it smells like sulfur.
Oh my God, there's more of it. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that right there. Yeah, there's sulfur here too. It's a new thermal area. It's expanding. This wasn't here before.
I don't mean like that day. I mean it just wasn't
Look at
there.
this. It's new. The other day I was here, this wasn't here. I mean, maybe it just reacted, but look, there's sulfur coming out everywhere. Oh my God. Water vapor and sulfur. I just checked over there. There's a lot of sulfur. A lot of sulfur and water vapor. Here too. What in the world? Okay, this doesn't look that new then.
Yeah, because deposits.
No, these are sulfur deposits, so this was here for a while. Yeah, these are sulfur deposits. There's another one right there. Look at that.
Yep, there.
Thermal areas are expanding, guys. For venting out in the grass.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a brand new thermal area. Look. So we got venting over there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Jesus Christ. If they Jesus Christ. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Over there too. Oh yeah, that's from the same one. So we got venting over there. Oh. Yeah, it reeks of sulfur and water vapor. I mean, it's water vapor, it's not just sulfur, but look. There's sulfur venting down there, over here.
With the grasses.
It's turning into one large thermal area.
You can actually see hydrothermal alteration.
This area reeks. Yeah, it reeks. It smells. Ugh, pretty. What you're seeing here are fumarolic deposits here. Right here. There's more steam coming out. And I have one other place to show. New thermal area. I'm gonna have to give Geology Hub a video about this. This is not good. Yep. Even this rock is fumarolic deposit.
Yeah, they've all turned white. Yeah, well, that's my video from when I visited Campi Flegrei. Yeah, so it's still quaking, but I'm expecting a major earthquake, seismic crisis around February, March. I know it's saying rain and snow for my area, but it's actually all rain. If it was rain and snow, that would be, it would have a certain look on the radar. Yeah, see? Freezing rain. Yeah, we're not getting any mixing. Yeah, see? You see that ring of red? There's no mixing below 3,000 feet. It's all rain. And let's see how high the mixing goes. Yeah. You have to be... Nope, looks like 4,000 feet. Yep. You literally have to be above 7,000 feet to be getting all snow. Like, you have to be all the way up there. Yeah. Now let's look at the European model. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume it's gonna be all rain. I mean, this system is gonna pass by to my south. I know it looks like it's passing north. We're gonna get snow from this. We're not. Here's why. Let's go to hour 57. Yeah, this looks a little bit more promising. A little bit, but not by much. Yeah, looks like the heaviest precip will be across central New York. Yep. Well, yeah, when I said central New York, I meant like further south. Yeah, wow. That looks a little different. It actually looks a little bit more promising now. Nice. Not a lot of snow, but any snow is welcome. Any snow is welcome. Any snow is good news. Yeah, this could actually become a coastal system. And you see how there's going to be a big drop right here? So that could become a system. Alright, let's go back on volcanoes. Let's go back. Here we go. Yeah, it looks pretty quiet. I'm going to bed, guys. Thank you all for watching. I just finished my homework and I'm just going back to bed. Good night.